You've probably heard your whole life that spiders are bad news, that if one moves too fast, it's about to attack, that if it starts shaking its web, it's a warning sign, and your instinct tells you to grab a broom and destroy the whole thing before something happens. How many webs have you torn down just because you saw that strange, almost trembling movement running through the strands? How many spiders have you killed thinking you were protecting yourself from an attack that was never actually coming? What you're about to find out is going to change the way you look at that forgotten corner of your backyard, your shed, or your garage. Because that tremor that gave you the creeps isn't a threat at all. It's one of the most sophisticated forms of communication in the animal kingdom, and you never knew how to read it. Here's the plot twist. When a spider vibrates its web, it's not gearing up to attack you. More often than not, it's doing the exact opposite of what you'd assume. It's defending itself, communicating, or reading the world around it through pure vibration. Scientists studying spider behavior, particularly species like those in the Pholcus genus, the long-legged cellar spiders you'll find tucked into ceiling corners, have documented a behavior called defensive vibration. When the spider senses a threat, instead of fleeing or striking, it starts shaking its own body at high speed, sending the entire web trembling along with it. The result is that its outline turns into a blur. A predator, or you looking at that, can no longer tell where the spider starts and where it ends. It essentially disappears through motion, an optical illusion perfected by biology over millions of years, one that's been fooling birds, parasitic wasps, and human eyes ever since. But that's not the only reason for the vibration. For many species, the web works like a telephone line. Every strand is like a string on a highly sensitive instrument, picking up frequency, tension, and direction. When a male wants to approach a female without being mistaken for prey and eaten on the spot, he doesn't just wander in. He plucks the web. He produces a specific sequence of vibrations, almost like Morse code signaling, "It's me, not dinner." This behavior has been recorded and studied in detail by researchers working on animal communication, and it reveals something nobody realized until relatively recently. Spiders have a language, and it's one that's felt rather than heard. Now let's talk about the real role this creature plays in the ecosystem you call home. Think of the web not as some random trap, but as a perimeter security system, engineered with a precision no human could replicate without serious machinery. Every radial thread acts as a sensor. Every spiral thread is sticky enough to catch prey, yet elastic enough not to snap on impact. The spider sits at the center or close to a signal thread, legs resting lightly on the sensor lines, waiting. It's not asleep. It's monitoring every millimeter of disturbance moving through that structure, like a radar operator watching a screen. When a mosquito, a fly, or even a larger beetle brushes against the web, the vibration travels in milliseconds. The spider reads the frequency, works out roughly how big the prey is, and decides how to attack based purely on that sensory information, without ever having laid eyes on the insect beforehand. In larger species, this behavior gets even more impressive. There are documented cases of orb-weaving spiders taking down insects considerably bigger than themselves, including predatory wasps that, in any other context, would be the ones doing the hunting. The spider uses vibration to pinpoint the exact moment its prey is weakest in the tangle, wraps it in extra silk to immobilize it completely, and only then delivers the paralyzing bite. It's a surgical process. No panic, no chaos. She reads the entire battlefield through tremors running across a structure she built herself. She's the architect, the censor and the executioner, all at once. This guardian role extends well beyond the web itself. A single adult spider can take out hundreds of insects over its lifetime, including disease-carrying mosquitoes, midges, young cockroaches and other pests you'd rather never see inside your house. She's not doing it for you, she's doing it to survive. But the side effect of that behaviour is that she becomes, without meaning to, a free, silent and remarkably efficient clean-up crew, working away in the corners you'd rather not even look at. Now picture the opposite scenario. Imagine you decide to kill every spider you come across, driven by that same gut-level fear from the start of this video. In environments where spider populations are drastically reduced, whether through heavy pesticide use or direct human intervention, urban ecology research shows a recurring pattern, a rise in other insect populations that were previously kept in check naturally. Without that silent predator occupying the corner of the ceiling or the gap by the window, mosquitoes breed with far fewer obstacles. Small pests move in more easily, and a balance you never even notice starts quietly falling apart. This isn't scaremongering, it's basic ecology within a closed system like a house or garden. Every link removed from the chain puts extra pressure somewhere else. The spider you killed today was, without exaggeration, a natural barrier against a bigger problem likely to show up in the coming weeks, only this time without such a simple fix as leaving a web in the corner. So that vibrating web was never the warning sign you learned to fear. It was the sound of a system working exactly as it should. So next time you spot a forgotten corner, and notice that web trembling ever so slightly, take a breath before reacting out of fear. That movement might be a female receiving the right message from a careful suitor. It might be a perfect defense mechanism, refined over millions of years of evolution, designed to trick predators far bigger than she is. Or it might simply be an invisible architect making adjustments, keeping the balance in the space you call home. The spider never asked to be the villain. That story was written by us, by fear, by misinformation repeated generation after generation. The truth, as it so often is in nature, is quieter, more elegant, and far more generous than any urban legend ever gave it credit for. Next time you come across a web vibrating away, maybe the right question isn't, what is it about to do to me? Maybe it's, what has it already done for me, without me ever realizing? If this mystery has changed the way you'll look at the next web you find, hit like and subscribe to the channel. There are plenty more secrets of nature waiting to be uncovered, and the next one might be closer than you think.